The word side hustle has been around since the 1940s, when in black slang it basically meant paid job. There's evidence that shows that side hustles have also been around in the 1950s, where more and more people were choosing to pick a side hustle as a source of extra income. But side hustles really took off in the 2000s with the rise of the gig economy and the boom of the internet. Hi, my name is Vanessa and welcome back to my channel. The first one we can start off with is video editor. As a beginner, you can make 40,000 per year. But if you're professional, you can make 80,000 per year. Now, it might seem daunting to be a video editor, but really it's not as hard as it seems. There are apps that allow you to become a video editor without going into Adobe, which is more for advanced video editors. Apps like VNN Editor. There's also Loop. There's also CapCut. These apps give people, everyday users or everyday people, I would like to say, the chance and the opportunity to become video editors. So you don't have to be a professional video editor. You can become one the more you practice and the more you go along. And this is how you can actually get your foot in the door when it comes to video editing. Okay, number 2, freelance writing. This is one I started off with way back in 2016. Now, freelance writers can make money. They can make anything from 4 figures to 6 figures a year, depending on which platform they go. If you go on Fiverr, there's a lot of competition, so you can make 4 figures. If you go on freelancer.com, you can make 6 figures. If you go on Upwork, 6 figures. So it depends on where you are at, also in your writing journey. Maybe you are a beginner writer. Maybe you are into more of short, articles. But the ones that bring in the big bucks tend to be ebooks, ghostwriting, and I could go on copywriting as well, sales copy, video transcription as well. So it all depends on what you're willing to write about and who your target audience is. But yeah, this is an opportunity for you to make a bit of money on the side as well. Now let's go into photography. Now, photography actually brings with it quite a bit of money. You can make a lot of good money from photography, 6 figures in fact. If you take portraits, wedding photos, or even events, luxury events, maybe corporate events as well, you can make a 6-figure income. Freelance photographers in the US can make 18,000 to 83,000 per year. Now, that's a lot of money, especially if you're doing this only on the weekends as well. Number 4, offer in-person services that cannot be automated. Now, even though we've got advanced with our technology, there's certain things that can't be automated. These are house sitting, pet sitting, and babysitting. And I know those services still exist today, and more than ever, people are looking for, people to house sit for them, pet sit for them, or even babysit their kids when they're abroad or when they're traveling. We just came from a pandemic and people want to travel more. They want to explore the world. So believe you me, there are people looking for those who can pet sit and house sit. And you can make a good amount of money for this. For example, babysitting. You can make anything from $17 to $23 per child, depending on your location and depending on how much experience you have. But the one that you can actually make a lot of money from is pet sitting and house sitting. You can make anything from a couple $100 to $300 doing that, because it's more long-term than babysitting. Babysitting is usually, once a day, once a week, it is more short-term compared to paid private or online tutor. Based on your numerous qualifications, geographic location, or even who you're targeting, you can make quite a bit of money from $17 per hour, depending on what you teach. But you can also make $10 per hour. So it varies. Now, online tutors tend to make more because they've got their own business. Private tutors, there's not enough time in the day, so there's that time constraint that private tutors struggle with compared to online tutors who create a course, who create a product and determine the time that they want to, dedicate in teaching their students, right? Another thing with online tutors is most of them have courses or ebooks and they sell that to their customers or their students, helping them make more money. Pet sitting and house sitting, which might require you to spend weeks or months in a particular house or location. Okay, now let's go to number 5, home organizing. If you are great at organizing closets and your house, then this might be a great fit for you. There are people who, there are companies that solely are about organizing a house or closet, because some people struggle with that. For me, for example, I am not the best person when it comes to organization skills, and that is why these services are so important for those who struggle with that, the nitty-gritty, right? So you can make anything for as high as 80,000 a year just doing this, but it also depends. Here's the thing. It depends on your location. It depends on how much time you have. And it also depends on your experience and the portfolio you have. With things like this, you have to build a portfolio so that people come to you. You have to build a website, you have to build a presence, you have to build, a brand, because this is no longer a small-time business. It becomes a full-time business if you want to go there. But it's a great place to start off with. You could make anything from a few $100s a month to even 1,000.5 per month. Like I said, it depends on a lot of factors, but this is one of the things you could actually do. All right, let's go to number 6. By the way, before we go to number 6, keep watching for you to learn the rest of the other 5. And also, I've got a surprise at the end of the video that I want to tell you about. Okay, let's go to number 6. Selling on Etsy or Creative Market. Now, these are platforms that have been around for quite some time. Etsy especially, a lot of people, creative people, tend to sell, printables, artworks, book covers, anything that you can think about on Etsy, and they can make a bit of money from it. Now, when you're a beginner, you can make usually about 5,000, per year. But if you're more experienced, that number goes up to 50, to 60, to 70, to 80,000 per year. So it depends on a lot of things. Now, you could also, broaden your audience and also sell on Creative Market, which is similar to Etsy. There you can charge more compared to Etsy. And here are a few sites that you could go to if you're thinking about getting into the private tutor space. Amazing Talker, Workee, and Superprof. By the way, you'll find them down below. Let's go to number 8. Paid newsletter or subscription. Now, with a paid newsletter, you can normally charge about $5 to $10 per month, right? So this is not much. So depending on how many people you have, you can make anything from maybe 50 to 500 to 1,000 or 2,000 per month. So this should never be your main source of income, because the money obviously is not going to be as much as everything else. However, if you want to get paid more, you could go into subscription services or subscription box. Subscription services pretty much is like a membership site where you can charge anything from $7 to $49 to $59 per month. And because it's more high tier, what you're giving your customers or your audience is obviously going to be more value packed than when you're doing a newsletter, where it's just simply a newsletter. So most membership sites have ebooks, they've got courses, they've got coaching calls, they've got live webinars. The list goes on and on and on. If you want to get your hands or your fingers a little dirty, you could get into subscription boxes. Now, how subscription boxes work is these are physical products that come with a box every month. So let's say you are into the whole nutrition thing. You can do a subscription box based on nutrition. Give people maybe, nutrition bars, or, a diet, or, maybe even like a recipe for the month, and even like a few things that they could cook for the month. So the thing with this one is, since it is a physical product, you're obviously going to charge more money than a newsletter. Some subscription boxes go for anything from $20 to $100 a month. So it depends on what you're selling and what you're giving your audience. All right, let's go to number 9, repair jobs. Now, Nana Academy is a free online appliance training platform that gives people the opportunity to learn how to repair appliances and get paid for it. Learning a trade skill nowadays is so important because people are looking for, like wherever you go, there are people looking for those, individuals who've got trade skills. So you can learn a trade skill. And the great thing about Nana is, because it's free, 100% free, you can learn a trade skill and make quite a bit of money. You can make anything from a few $1,000s to, let's say 20, 80, 90,000 a year. Since 2017, when Nana launched, there have been 70,000 jobs completed. And usually, the people on there charge $90 per hour just for the jobs. Think about that. That's quite a lot. That's not cheap change at all. All right, number 10. This one happens to be my absolute favorite, blogging. With number 10 is my absolute favorite, blogging. The great thing about blogging is you can make a lot of money from it. You can make anything from 10 to 10 million per year from blogging, because blogging is dynamic. It's a platform that gives you the opportunity to add numerous sources of income to your already growing branch, right? So with blogging, you can make money from affiliate marketing, from courses, from ebooks, from coaching, from services, from merchandise. The list goes on and on, because what happens with blogging is you create a brand. You become the brand. You become the face of your brand. And because you become the face of your brand, you can do anything that you want, with it. You don't have to rely on, what happens if this platform crashes? What happens if, this company decides to close its doors? What happens if this is no longer, a viable, avenue to go onto? No, with blogging, that doesn't happen, because as things change in the industry or in the world, because let's face it, 2019 has, proved one thing to us, that nothing remains the same. So with blogging, you change with it. No matter what happens, because you've already grown this brand, you change with your brand. You can change course, you can add things, you can subtract things, you can develop things. The sky honestly is the limit when it comes to a blog. So yeah, I think if all the ones above did not tingle your taste buds, then definitely look at blogging, because it would definitely broaden your scope at what is possible in the online world. Thank you so much for watching. So before you go, I've got 2 surprises. Below, you'll find my free side hustle guide. This will show you how to start a side hustle, start making money within a few days or so. And then as well, I also got like a free guide on how to start a blog. And on that page, you also find a free workbook that will help you go from A to Z in starting your blog. Thank you so much for watching, and until